Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of Hell, or specifically Manga Hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, chapter 229. No fight, I'm just kicking ass. Whoa, talk about a meta, the title if I ever heard one. And a very simple one. And apparently this chapter's gonna kick ass, because that's literally in the title. But, oh, we'll see if that is true. So anyways, let's get into the chapter. So we start this chapter off with Iruma and Kusero looking back after hearing the pop, as Iruma's a bit shocked. He's like, what was that? As then we have Kusero be like, it sounds like a heart from some other team popped. And then we have Iruma be like, but we just started. Which now makes me wonder if them reacting to that pop is supposed to actually be lead, not Clara, because Iruma says they just started. So maybe it is. It's just gonna be one of those confusing things when you have no idea what time period it is. It's just gonna end some randomly, and you're gonna have to hope the anime has it done better or something. Or maybe like you in a volume is gonna be explaining how things happen or something. I don't know. But anyways, then we have Crusader be like, this means we should reinforce our defenses by sticking close together. And she like jumps into Uruma and holds him like she's basically trying to get on a date. Alright, Kusaya, I know you're in love with Iruma, but you have to keep your urges under control for this task. Like, all you grouped up together will just make you easier targets, in all honesty, and make him have a hard time protecting you and move. So please, calm down, woman. I know you're thirsty. Every demon who is not a high-ranking demon is thirsty for Iruma. Even high-ranking demons, for some reason, are thirsty for him. But you cannot do it right now. So anyways, Iruma's in like, right. Then let's hold hands again. As he looks at the other guy, which again, you would do on two teams, so again, makes even less sense. As the other guy, whose name is Vine Garson, who is the guy who kind of looks gloomy and weirdly looks like he's sick or something. As he's like on the corner wallflower for some reason. As he's like all moody, he's like, no thanks, I'm good. I'm just lay off me, please. As he looks at the ground. And then he looks at the guy with a picture of Iruma and Kusera. Is Kusera like, why does he have to be here as well? Is Iruma's like, lay off? And then we have Iruma be like, oh, you're right. Sorry, something sticking close like that might have been an invention of your personal space. And she was like, gah! Which, to be fair, is kind of true, and this guy does look like he would be someone who have a problem with personal space issues, but yeah, I guess that's what Iruma thinks. Then we have Iruma being like, with that, general, like, kind-hearted smile, be like, but since we're on the same team, let me know if you need any help. I'm here for you. As in the other, what's his name again? This Vine. As then we have Vine being like, it's like, and he's getting, as Vine's then like, scary. It's like to, if you guys are wondering how scared Vine is right now, he's actually holding you to the pillar. As Yuma's like, scary? And then we have Yuma be like, were you afraid of me? Sorry, but what about me are you afraid of? And she's like, I'm not sure now she's angry because Vine is scary of Yuma, or is she angry because he's still with them? As then Vine's like, everything is what Vine responds to Yuma, as Yuma's like, so blunt all of a sudden. And then we have Vine explaining, well, I mean, the thing is, Iruma-senpai, do you know what the freshmen call you? As then we have Iruma be like, I'm scary. And she's like, you're lovely. And then we have Vine explain, the top scholar killer. Oh my god, this is gonna be hilarious, isn't it? And then we have the next panel. We have Amelia, Asmodeus, and Chima. As Vine explains, the top score from the 2 years ago. President Amelia last year stopped scholar Asmodeus, surprised that Iruma isn't considered top scholar. Although I guess Iruma is successful, but Asmodeus has better scores. And this year's top scholar, Kusechima, the rumors say that you have all three of these demons wrapped around your finger. Well, Asmodeus is his servant, and Ameria is his possible future wife, and Chima is constantly on him, so that's true by every stretch of the imagination. And then we also have Vine say, with a handful of other powerful demons you at your beck and call, you're also known as the demon swoon or Iruma. As we get like confident, like yay face from Iruma is like, as Iruma's like, and then Iruma tell him, what? Hold on, that's not true. As everyone is like, please don't come any closer. And you have Vine be like, someone weak like me will be sucked right into your harem. As you're like, what harem? Surprised to see there's no reaction from Ameria here. Then we have one be like, my school life will be monopolized by senpai. My days spent walking with our arms in as we talk about our futures together. What futures together? You'll be sucking his dick, as far as I'm concerned. Or be his subordinates. I don't really know how this is gonna go. And then we have Chima being like in her like angry face, and she's like, I don't care if you don't want to work together. Yuma Senpai and I are alone and enough to protect the balloons. You're not allowed in the harem. Chima actually straight up said it in a harem. Unbelievable. And again, I wonder what Amelia's reaction is. I'm just imagining Amelia in the. And I think they can't hear what's happening here. I just imagine like Amelia's like outside being watching this. It's like, what deal? If there's a harem, I'm supposed to be in charge, not Chima. You hear me? I don't want no Chima, no Clara, no anything. Although I don't think although it's kind of surprising how they're aware that Ameria is wrapped around the finger, yet it seems like the Ameria joke is that she is clearly flustered with Ilma, yet no one seems to realize. But oh well. Surprised seeing the arms actually mentioned. Do you have just Ilma be like, wait, Shima-chan, I'm supposed to be one protecting you. As there we have someone walking King as they hear clank. And then Iruma be like, both of you hide, as we have Iruma, Vine, and Clara hiding behind, like, I'm guessing the steps, as we see Iruma's big sister or Shida sensei. Surprised to see that she and Atori are actually in this fight since I think 3 chapters ago it's been mentioned that Robin sensei was like the greenest. Although that might have just referred to him like being the most immature one, because Shida and Atori are relatively mature. Or at the very least, those two are like, in terms of personality, they are more teachers than Robin is. And then we have, as Shida is approaching them, Shima being like, whisper, is that the new teacher? As Iruma's like, yeah. And then Vine's like, is she in the ham too? And then Iruma's like, no, there's no such thing. Actually, Iruma, there is such a thing. You just don't know it because you are main protagonist, and main protagonists have to be as blunt as have to be as dense as ever. Although, question: does a sister count as a harem? Like, I'm not talking about like sisters that have a brother complex. I'm talking about sisters that are, taking care of you, helping you, supporting you, like Shida, for example. Here, yes. Assuming that she doesn't kidnap or do anything like that, but yeah. So does Shida count? Because she's more like a big sister here, so I'm not sure. Anyways, then we have Iwan be like, let's keep an eye on for her for now. And then we have Iwan be like, come to think of it, I don't know much about Shida Sensei's. And then we cut to a different corner of the school, and I'm guessing this is not a flashback. As we have a door be like, Shida Sensei's ability. And then we have the torture professor be like, well, both of you were appointed to be in charge of the misfits practicals, and I heard that you two have known each other for a long time, so I thought you'd know. Which I'm guessing by the fact that he asked him specifically might imply they don't know about at least Shida's ability, but they do know about Atori's ability. I'm guess maybe Atori already used his ability once or something. I don't know. Honestly, it's very interesting that we're actually getting some of the Six Fingers ability because up until now we only had like the leader's ability to mess with brain with memories and maybe hints to some of the old man's ability and maybe the skeleton guy, but so far it's not really been addressed all that much. But I'm guessing that Atori has used his ability because the torture professor did ask him and not like, what's your ability, Atori? So I'm guessing he or used it. Then we have Atori like being, well, I've never won an argument with Shichan. So yeah. Also, I wonder how did they find out that Shida and Atori were together for a long time, or they just assume it because they hang out together and they talk like they were old buddies. And then we have the torture professor be like, an argument? As then Atori's like, it's not like she's that good at arguing, but every time we were about to fight, she overpowers me. So yeah, which should be that big of an argument is actually true because from what we've seen, she doesn't really even talk that well. I mean, doesn't she like this weird quirk when she like says something and like let's say I like cupcakes, where she like stops in between it. So yeah, anyways, then we have back to the battlefield with Shida and Iruma, and she's as Atori's like with just one sentence, "I'll kick you," and Shida turns around and says, "I'll kick you." And then we have Shida, I mean, like jumping and kicking the where Iruma, Chima, and Vine were hiding. And my God, as they're all shocked, as Iruma's like, "Get behind me!" And then we have this panel where Iruma pulls out his bow as Shida is like, as he's blocking Shida's kicks, as Shida seems to be like lunging on him with her crotch and boobs right up his chest, looking him right in the eye. As then Shida's like, you draw your weapon too slowly, which is seems to now speaking normally, although I'm pretty sure that she does have a death quirk. And my God, this panel is very beautiful. Like it's simple, but it's very striking. Figuratively and literally. And then we have Shida like sending the bow in the air as it was like my bow. And then we have Chima be like Iruma senpai. As then we have immediately Shida appearing behind Chima-chan as she grabs Chima very gently. And my God, I'm not sure if this is the panel because of the structure of the movement supposed to be, but Shina's leg looks very big here. As then when she holds Shima, she is like, "I'm a monster. Hearts are my favorite." As she holds Chima's heart, as Chima is in her hands, as in Shida gets her head close to Chima's, as she is like, "Can I eat yours?" Like I said, she has this weird quirk as she's holding her Chima's heart in front. And then we have Chima closing her eyes as Shida completely goes away, jumps away as she lands on the opposite floor. As Chima's like shocked and wobbly. As Vine's like, she's backing away. And then she was like, why? And she's getting like really depressed as Shida's again approaching them. And then we have Shida being like, okay, I'll do it one more time. And then we get Chima's inner monologue from most likely, as we have Shida be like, she could have popped my balloon, but she didn't. Is she playing with me on purpose? In other words, the difference between our abilities overwhelming. As she starts like very very scared and panicky because she never realized how big of a gap there is between her and Shida, which again I'm very curious where exactly do these six figures rank. And then we have Iruma's showing up immediately with all of his feathers and his bow with full arrows getting ready to fire. And she protects Chima as Uma's like, thank goodness. I don't understand what she's thinking, but the balloons are safe. We got really lucky. As Chima's like, even more frustrated. As Uma's like, Shida Sensei, cool? Don't you mean big sis? As Uma's like, next time you won't stop me. And she's like, go ahead. You'll probably miss anyway. So yeah, the end of the chapter. So this, I could see why this chapter style was, was like, no fight if I'm kicking ass. Because Shida really does kick ass. So now let's talk about some things here. Or specifically what Shida's ability is here. We get some hints to it, but we don't get any confirmation. Now, from what it seems to be implied in this chapter, it seems that Shida has a similar ability to Stars and Stripes' New Order quirk, where she can say something and will happen. Now, I'm not sure if what extent that is, because like Stars and Stripes quirks, could have a lot of limits to it. Like, who knows what? Like maybe the limits are gonna be like she cannot affect anything that's not like physical. Like she can only affect her own body, or she can only affect stuff that are like maybe she cannot affect stuff like how would be the right like. Okay, Starship was able to like hold the air somewhat, and then use that to make a giant structure for her. Like maybe Shida cannot do that, or maybe. No, I want to say that she cannot affect anything outside of her own body, but the end of this chapter said she said, you will probably miss. So this gives me the idea that maybe she can like also affect Iruma's shots, like they will be missing. But I don't know. It's kept very vague for now. It just seems like it's her speech. Also, it seems like Tori kind of confirmed, or at least hinted at the Six Fingers being ranked in terms of power because he said he could never beat her, or she would always overwhelm him. So this gives me the idea that in a like, I'm not sure if that was like literal argument, or if they were like trying to fight. Like maybe he was like, "Hey, Shida-chan, do you want to go on a bit of a ball or something?" I don't know. Really, it's like he's a sadist. So I'm not sure exactly. Like maybe he was like, I prefer torturing people with stepping on their hats and breaking their skulls. And she was like, I don't like that. Please don't do it in front of me anymore. Like, maybe something like that. I don't know. It's very vague. I'm guessing we might get an explanation next chapter, but yeah, it's probably gonna be a very broken ability from what we've seen here. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the chapter. It was a very funny chapter as well, but yeah, nothing more to say. But anyways, with that said, I cannot wait to see all. I hope you guys did like the video. I hope you guys leave a like and subscribe. Not to forget, comment down below. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time.